After the initial mobile war on the Western Front, holding on to captured ground proved to be a challenging task. Frontlines combines conquest and rush in a symmetrical head-on engagement, where the contested frontline can move in both directions. During the first phase, each side fight over a chain of objectives. Only one of the objectives is active at once. Conquering an objective allows that faction to advance closer to the enemy base. Once a faction loses the flag objective closest to their base, they will have to defend the 2 telegraph posts inside the base. Artillery called in from the telegraphs can be used against the attackers. The phase ends when both telegraph posts have been destroyed, or when the attackers have run out of reinforcements. A failed telegraph attack will revert to the initial flag objectives phase, where the factions continue fighting for access to their bases. The game ends when one faction has destroyed both enemy telegraph posts, or when the time runs out.
We finally have seen our first preview of the next March DLC, They Shall Not Pass. While this was not a comprehensive trailer, we did get a great rundown of the new game mode Frontlines, as well as a very quick peek of a new weapon and a tank. I'm pretty excited for this new game mode, and I think if it's done right, it has the potential to become one of my favorite modes in Battlefield 1. As the narrator said, the mode combines a conquest tug-of-war with a 2 MCOM rush finish to win the game. Now, if the dominating team fails to capture the MCOM end zone, the round essentially resets and the 2 teams will return to the middle for more of this flag capture tug-of-war. This is going to make for a really intense buzzer beater moments, and I think it's going to be pretty epic. I feel like people are going to struggle to defend that last capture, and then when they pull it off, they get this kind of rejuvenated push to try and make that comeback. It's going to be pretty awesome. I'm really excited for it. Now, the big question that I have for this mode is what the player count is going to be. Will DICE make this a big, epic, chaotic 32 versus 32 player massive battle to capture huge points, and are they going to use big sections of the map? Or will they aim to make this a lower player count mode with more emphasis on competition and strategy, with teams somewhere maybe between 12 and 20? Or could it be a similar thing to Operations where they'll actually allow us to pick our game size? I'm hoping for the bigger modes just because I love that chaos, but I feel like this game also could use something more well tailored to a competitive atmosphere and a competitive player base. So we'll just have to see what DICE brings. We also saw a quick little snippet of gameplay for the Ribey-Rolles 1918, a gun arriving with the DLC. This gun may make for a stronger long-range automatic rifle with a moderate fire rate and seemingly low recoil. DICE also hit us with a quick drive-by of the St. Chamond assault tank. While we can't really gather much from how this tank will play from this brief reveal, I will say that in many ways it resembles the heavy tank, with the exception of a much more exposed track. This leads me to believe that this tank may be balanced with more overall firepower, but much more vulnerable to disables. We'll just have to find out. Unfortunately, that's all the information I have for now on this heavily anticipated DLC. Does this new reveal have you itching for the DLC, or is this unusually long wait time for the next release of Battlefield content kind of killing your vibe? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll catch you in the next one.